So, hi everybody, and welcome to our little mini interview with Yves Moreau. And welcome to this little centerpiece special for you. Um, Yves, welcome, and welcome Tatiana, my co-host. And Yves, it's lovely to have you here. And
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Brant and Tatiana. I'm happy to be here to chat a little bit with you today.
So we thought we would bring Yves on and just have a little chat, and we have got a few questions. I'm very intrigued by your time circle dancing all of these years. So I'm Tatiana's going to start with the question, Yves, and so we'll just let her ask you right now, and you can bring your experience to us.
All right.
Okay, so let's go to question number one. Can you please tell us something about yourself that we don't already know?
Okay, well, I guess many of you know something about me from having met me before and worked with me, or having read my little biography on the internet and so on. But just to make a quick summary, I've been involved in dance activities for well over 50 years. I started when I was 12 years old here in Canada, where I live in Montreal. And I've always been fascinated by dance traditions, folk and traditional dance. Montreal, where I live, is a very multicultural community. And I was always fascinated with the music, first of all, the rhythms, and of course the beautiful energy that comes out of these dances of Eastern Europe, especially in the Balkans, which are in fact circle dances. This is, the form that's prevalent in places like Bulgaria. And I decided to find out a little more about why I was fascinated by this, and ended up going to the Balkans first time when I was 17, and ended up really falling in love with the people there and the culture, and lived there for several years, went there regularly, almost every year, and collected dances, filmed, recorded music. And that was sort of my main emphasis. My connection with circle and sacred dance groups is a little more recent. I would say in about 20 years ago, I didn't know much about the circle dance group and circle dance movement, if you want to call it that, around the world, but ended up meeting and talking to people who were active in the traditional dance community in places like England and Germany, and realized that there definitely was some common points in the passion that we had for dance, and was able to get to know better what was behind the whole evolution of the circle and sacred circle dance movement. And through people that were really very active, a little bit in both types of dance. But as I said, I really realized that there was a lot of common points in what brought us together, especially the aspect of the energy of the dance, the bond, the spiritual aspect in joining hands in a circle. And been very fortunate to connect with these people, and gradually became connected with people who were very involved in circle and sacred dance, and eventually a connection with Finn Horn through Laura Shannon, who knew about me, because Laura, I knew about her too, and she had attended some of my Balkan dance workshops in the United States. Anyways, when she found out that I was teaching in Europe, forget exactly which year, but probably about 20 years ago, decided to invite me for a few days to Finn Horn and share some of the things that I wanted to do with them. And it was a beautiful experience. I started asking a lot of questions about circle dance and Finn Horn and what was the whole thing there. And what kind of really got me very curious is the fact that all of a sudden people mentioned the name Bernard Voisin. And I said, and people mentioned, yeah, he was from, in Germany. And then I said, I think I know the name. And finally it clicked. And I realized that I knew him. I had met him in Munich, Germany in 1972, when I had given a workshop there, invited by Stefan Kotansky, who was living there at the time, who was also a Balkan dance leader. And after this workshop, he said, why don't you come over? We're going to go to Bernard's house. He's going to have a little reunion and get together and so on. So I got to meet him and realized about what his interests were. And I knew he was passionate about Greek dance, especially, and the symbolism in Greek dance, the mythological connection and so on. And that was about it for that first meeting. And it's only later that I found out that he was, in fact, really a very important person in the development of circle dance through Finnhorn. And when I went back after that, I also discussed with people like Anna Barton there about him, and realized that even some of my early Balkan dances that he had learned ended up in the original Finnhorn repertoire on Bernard's little cassettes that he had brought over. So it's interesting connection in that part. But I met some wonderful people, and then after that it just continued. The circle opened literally, and the international connections, and Brazil came into the picture, which I didn't realize anything about the kind of dance community in Brazil. And that was through another channel of Brazilian circle dancers who attended a big dance seminar in California at the Stockton Folk Dance Camp, which is a very big event in California. And then some people ended up there from Brazil, like Glaucia Rodriguez and other dear friends. And I connected with that and eventually was invited to go there and conduct some sessions. Later on, connecting with Renata Ramos and others, and it just went on and on. And I began to work more and more with people in that field everywhere in Europe, and in England, Scotland, Germany, and so on and so on. So that's how I became connected with it, and I'm very glad I did.
What a story, Yves. This is a massive journey of you've had in your life, and to meet Bernard Rosine and all these connections with Laura and all these, and now it's still here, and I'm so in gratitude that you'll come on our little mini festival that me and Tatiana have concocted. And yeah, that's quite overwhelming, isn't it, Tatiana? So it's lovely to hear. But
it's wonderful.
It so is, and very special. So with that, I'll go on to my question, which is let me see. What will you be bringing to the mini festival? What can people expect? And what is the fire that's burning up in this dance that you bring to our little mini day festival, Yves?
Right. Well, it's a difficult choice for me to decide exactly what I plan to bring in terms. I mean, I've got so much dance material, but I wanted to kind of bring a combination of various types of dances from the regions I know best in Southeast Europe, Bulgaria, and perhaps a few neighboring Balkan countries. It all connects. The borders don't mean much when we talk about the traditions. Some of them are very old, go back to certainly pre-Christian times, very connected with the calendar of seasons, the solstices and the equinox and so on, very connected to the earth. Bulgaria is a very agricultural society, even still today. And there's a lot of interesting symbolism that comes out of it. But I want to share the passion that I have myself in dancing and teaching. Passion is fire. I mean, it's energy. Fire can be used. The term is used often in Balkan folklore, meaning love. You know, when someone says my soul is burning for you, it means really that you have a love and very strong feelings for someone or something. So I'll try to communicate that. This is what I do when we as teachers, this is our goal, to not just teach a combination of steps, but teach the passion that we feel when we dance, to communicate it in words if we can, to communicate it through the beautiful people that are behind these traditions, to connect it with something, to make links, and to bring people together in what we do now. A lot of these traditions have now disappeared totally in Bulgaria and all over the world for that reason. And in a way, it's wonderful that what we are doing through our dance community is keeping alive the fire, keeping alive the traditions, which otherwise we're recreating them sometimes. I mean, you know, there is change, but we are recreating the community and the village that that has sort of disappeared. And in this crazy world that we live in, we needed more than ever, as you know, to bring us together in peace and in positive attitude. And so I feel I'm contributing that, and I'm glad you're having this festival and are inviting me, and I look forward to share a combination of dances. I know that some people who will be attending maybe are very new to this, and I'm always very sensitive to that. I love to teach to people who are newcomers and I realize the importance. I have the responsibility. I always say I control the switch. If your first impression is not so positive, then that may have to do with what I brought across and so on. So I work very hard. The others that already have been, totally, convinced that this is a wonderful thing. I don't need to maybe work as hard to convince them. So I'll try to do that, and then I'll bring things that maybe some people know more or less, and try to bring some of the wonderful elements about each dance, and bring people together. That's what to me is most important. Bring the energy out. It's a little more of a challenge when it's done online by Zoom, of course, the beauty of doing these activities, and it's been difficult in the last few years, as we all know, because we miss the connection, the physical connection, first of all, through holding hands, through being close to people, to being able to have eye contact with everyone. But we have to be thankful with the fact that we had ended up at least with something to keep the connection. And now it's looking that it may eventually get better and better. It already is, I think. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to try to bring you, is my passion, and mention whenever possible the symbolisms that exist in those dances in the Bulgaria, that Bulgarians themselves sometimes don't even realize. Dancing has become too much now of a strictly either a stage performing activity or something just plainly social and recreational, but with very little meaning behind it. Not because people don't want to, but they just don't know. And we need to try to at least bring them back to maybe the origins of a lot of these dances whenever possible. So that's what I try to do.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. have wanted to dance with you in person for many years. So for me, this is very special, and for the Centrepiece. And I know many people who will come who have danced with you in the past, and they have loved it. And we do your dances in Findhorn weekly, actually. I mean, I just done one there a few days ago. So for to have this special space online, a full day with Yves Moreau and with Frido Cloak and Peter, of course. Um, uh, it's going to be a wonderful day, and we're going to ignite that fire, aren't we, Tatiana? We're going to bring it all together and bring the passion in people's souls up, and you know, say, here we are. This is our passion: sacred dance, circle dance, and traditional dance, all in one. And yeah, I'm very excited. Are you excited, Tatiana? Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, that's my case. We've danced together in 2014 in São Paulo, and I'm looking forward to dancing with you again. So thank you so much.
So am I. I'm really, really happy that have been invited to do this, and I'm looking forward to connecting again with people I know, like Peter Valens, Renata Ramos, and many others, and meeting new people, and hope that eventually that will lead to more connections in real life, in presence of everyone. But I'm really looking forward to the mini festival coming up on March 20th, and to share with you what I love most: those beautiful dances, beautiful music, and the beautiful energy and fire that comes out of it.
Fire. So thank you so much for being with us, Yves, and giving us your time and your presence for this little interview. And we'll see you on the
My pleasure.
20th of March. We'll say goodbye to everybody now. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on the 20th. Bring your fire.